Hey guys, welcome to That Game Show. The show that talks about all the stuff in the nerd world and all the stuff in between. I am Chase Bunker alongside the half-Asian sensation. It's Curtis Coe.
Hello, everyone.
And he's player 3 this week. It's Daniel Clegg.
Hello.
Alright, whether you are watching us via YouTube or listening to us via Podcast Garden, iTunes, Stitcher, Tuned In, thank you for making us a part of your day. Alright guys, big news that came out. It came out just the other day. I believe it was yesterday. That World of Warcraft will now be having the ability to pay for your subscription via gold. And they said you can buy a chip that will be sold. It can be sold via auction house, but it will be on a set price, so the market will never go up. The chip will be given out, and it will be paid. They said basically to help pay for, students and people that want to play but they don't have the money. It'll be their way to do it. Also, it gives people an opportunity to spend excess gold. So guys, I want to ask you, since we all play a decent amount of MMOs, could this be the answer to free-to-play? Let's start it off with the WoW master himself, Daniel Clegg.
Well, all these articles are saying WoW is going free to play because you can pay with gold. Yeah, that's kind of true, but kind of not, because the way it's working is you can only buy this token that gives you game time for gold from the auction house after a player has put it up. That means someone else has spent your $15 essentially to put that token up, and you're paying gold instead. So the net income, dollar-wise, does not change from Blizzard's perspective. Someone else is just paying your subscription in dollars. Does that make sense?
No, not at all.
Okay, Curtis, I want to buy this month in gold.
Okay.
You have an extra $15 lying around. You're going to buy a token for $15 and put it up on the auction house. And you'll be getting gold from some other player buying that token. So I'm going to buy it. So you have now paid for my month from Blizzard's standpoint, and I'm compensating you with gold.
I guess my question is, how viable is that? That doesn't seem very viable to me.
Why?
Well, I mean, think about that. First of all, what's the benefit of someone paying an extra $15 to, in WoW gold terms?
It's a safe way to buy gold, essentially, instead of going to the seedy underbelly of the internet where you can buy gold.
Yeah.
There is now going to be an official store, essentially, to purchase gold.
I mean, and that gets rid of a lot of gold farming issues.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know what the set price is for it? Yeah.
No, all we know is that the dollar value you pay in this scenario for the token is set. It will not be less than a month's subscription, they have said. Set. What is not set is the gold compensation. That will fluctuate with the market, they've said. They're going to set an initial price and then just let the market do its thing.
That's going to be awful.
Well, who knows?
I feel like it's a better way. I like that method better than free-to-play, because I feel like with most games that are free-to-play, you take out a lot of stuff. Like, the Old Republic just took out, they pretty much, gutted their game.
Yeah.
If you go free-to-play. You can do the story. It's like, okay, that's cool, but you miss out on practically everything else.
Oh. Well, and then doesn't EVE have something similar where they just pay money?
They've had that for a long
money?
time. Yeah.
I think they're still doing it. I don't know. I don't think it really changes a whole heck of a lot, to be honest.
No, from Blizzard's perspective, they are getting the same amount of money every month. It just changes who's paying it, right?
Yeah,
and
pretty much.
This gives players who have 1 million gold an option to never pay for a month of game time again, because they can do it with their in-game currency.
Unless it's 1 million gold for 1 month.
Yeah, unless it's stupid expensive.
Yeah, I don't picture it being. I don't picture it being, that big.
Oh.
Let's.
Go ahead.
You can take that out. Many people are going to take that out of context. All right, let's take a guess right now. Let's speculate. How much gold will you say 1 month subscription is for WoW?
20,000 gold.
20,000?
Low. Way too low. I mean, let's be realistic here for a second.
I'm gonna do the math on my income per day here. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, my argument is this is going to be a market cornering type of situation from somebody who used to do this in WoW and got in a lot of trouble for this in WoW. I used to corner the market on engineering items, and I can tell you I could sell those for $1 million. If I cornered the market quickly and efficiently, I could get that going for $1 million, and people would probably go with me on it. Because $1 million gold for $15, that's...
Well, they said that price won't change. Like, I think it's going to be one of those that, granted, I could have misread the article. They said that no matter what, like, as soon as you put it in, you can't adjust that price. Like, that price is going to go with the market.
The game specifies how much gold you get for your token.
Oh, okay.
Which you are guaranteed. Like, Curtis, if you put your token up on Tuesday, you're guaranteed that day's market price whenever it gets purchased. Now, if tomorrow the price tanks 1,000 gold, I end up paying less for it. Good for me, but you're still guaranteed your initial deposit amount, basically.
All right. So, I mean, that's, in my opinion, is I think it could go very high very quickly if someone's really smart about it. And a lot of people have a lot of gold hanging around. So
they do. So my daily play, if I were to really try to make gold, I can easily make 500 a day by doing my garrison missions, doing a couple high reward quests. I can make 500 a day, no problem. Times 30 days in a month, that's 15,000 gold.
But does that include an auction house?
No, that's before I do crafting materials or sell an item or whatever. 15,000 gold. That's playing every day in the month to really try to, maximize my income.
I think you could easily make something like 50 to 100K a month.
Oh yeah, sure. If people have really figured out how to corner the market in their professions and whatnot, I think the average person playing every day could make 15K in a month if they really tried.
Yeah.
What's your guess though? You're gonna stick with 20,000? Like,
yeah, 20.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Jet?
I'm gonna go really conservative and say it's probably gonna be 100,000.
Wow, per month.
Yeah.
I was gonna stick with 50,000 because it's not too far off. Like, it's not too high, but it's also not too low.
I just don't.
Granted, I haven't played WoW in like 2 years.
I just don't. I feel like this is going to become a monopoly really, really quick. This is going to be the item that you can sell at any price you want. And if somebody's smart enough, they're just going to keep buying that stuff up and then selling it for double.
And no, that's something else. They said each token can only be sold once.
Oh.
And only on the auction house. You can't trade one-on-one.
Well, that's interesting. So that really changes the whole perspective. Yeah, I mean, probably Chase's is closer then. I would guess. I would say Chase's is probably closer. If it's a one-buy thing, then you can't do market cornering, really.
Yeah.
So.
I always like being right.
So it's interesting. We'll see. I think it's only a good thing because from Blizzard's perspective, they're introducing this feature changes nothing for them for their perspective monetarily.
Yeah.
You get the same amount of money.
But it fixes a lot of problems.
It could theoretically fix the black market. Gold buying system because now they have to compare their prices versus whatever Blizzard sets, right? And that could kill their whole operation.
Exactly.
Which would be a good thing.
If I remember correctly, they're pretty low though. I mean, you can get a bunch of gold for like $10, so.
Right. And then the downside to that is you risk, losing your account banned or whatever. So
Yeah.
So anyways.
All right. Moving on to another topic that a lot of people have been talking about, which kind of makes me feel good that people are talking about this. Which, again, you can also, tweet us your opinion at _game_show or at me, at Chase Bunker. Game value versus game longevity. And I know, Curtis, you weren't here last week, but I know, you were itching to talk about it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have to... I'm going to completely... Murph's not here to defend himself, but I'm going to completely call him out on a number of things he said.
This is getting juicy. Tell him Gone Home sucks.
No, it has nothing to do with Gone Home or anything along those lines. It has to do with the fact... I just want to hype that
fight.
Murph has disposable income. Okay. We know people with disposable income, I don't think it's a big deal to spend $60 for 5 hours of gameplay. I actually talked to Ben about Order 1866, which was 1886, which was the game that was originally spawned from. He said it was about 10 hours. Now, I don't feel 10 hours is still a little bit light, in my opinion, for a $60 an hour game.
Yeah.
I agree.
I'm just gonna say it. $60, 10 hours of gameplay. That's not enough. 20 hours.
Unfortunately, it's typical.
Yeah, I think 20 hours is pretty typical, to be honest. I think 20 hours is relatively typical for a 60-hour game, and I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Where I start having problems, especially with Order, is they knew it was going to be that short, and they didn't add multiplayer. They didn't. I mean, there's nothing really else there. Once you're done with that game, from what I've heard, you're done with that game, and you're going on to whatever's next.
Mhm.
Now, I agree with Murph, though, that there are games that are completely oversaturated with content, and it's completely useless content. And I'm going to bash on Dragon Age here for a second. Dragon Age has useless content in it. There's just side quests that have no purpose. They're just there because they're there. And that's a problem, complete problem, too.
Well, that's kind of the point of side quests, though, right? Just it's filler if you want to do them, but they're not mandatory.
Yeah,
to the
but
story.
it's even more than that. It's like there's zero purpose to it. Like, collect 5 flowers for no reason whatsoever, except for to give you a little bit of money. I mean, there's no plot line, there's no interesting concepts. It's just, hey, go get this thing, come back. It's the same as MMO questing.
And especially since also, like, if you want to say side quests are filler, I think I look at Borderlands too. Like, I don't look at their side quests as filler. Like, their side quests also tell another story. They also give you great loot for it. And so, like, I hate the straight gold or the straight money quest because, like, that's stupid. I want to get, like, something out of it.
Yeah. Well, and that's exactly why when I totally agree with Murph. And I mean, 5 hours, 10 hours. I mean, one of my favorite games I paid $60 for, it didn't last very long, was Dishonored. Dishonored has a great story. It's great playthrough. I paid full price for it. I do not regret paying full price for that game.
I paid $25 for it, and I did not regret paying that much either.
Mm-hmm. I think I have 15 hours in the game, but the other thing is I can play that game 5 different ways. So a total of potentially, 50 hours.
If you were to totally change your playstyle.
Yeah, there's 2 completely different playstyles I can do that have completely changes completely how the game goes.
Mm-hmm.
And the first playthrough, I played through the whole game without killing a single person, except for the person I was supposed to kill.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And it was awesome. It was amazing. But, I went back through it just recently, and I murdered every single person I could get my hands on. And it was a completely different game, and that's fine. It's when you have a game, you play through it once, it's 10 hours, and it's done. I have a problem with those games. I think that's and it doesn't even have multiplayer that you can enjoy for maybe an hour or 2. That's cheap, and it's kind of questionable in my opinion.
Yeah. I watched. It's funny. Everybody. This is perfect timing for us to talk about it because Player 3 podcast just talked about this as well. It's at what point do you, when you pay $60, how much do you at least have? Gerard, the completionist, just had a whole thing on. He reviewed Resident Evil 2, and he said this game was fun because the story was short, but there was a bunch of replayability, and he kind of made a knack at reviewers bashing Order 1886 because yes, it's only 5 hours, but you get, is there replayability? It's I don't mind replayability, but at the same time, you can't expect me to pay $60 and get 5 hours of game and be like, I feel pretty good about this.
No, it's not enough. If the game offers totally different gameplay value, if you decide to change up how you spec your character or the decisions you make in a story or something, and that totally affects your experience, okay, then I suppose you could turn a 5-hour game into a 10-hour game if it's completely different, right? But a lot of these games don't have that sort of fork in the road that completely alters your gameplay experience.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only so many times you can run down a corner and shoot something.
Right.
I mean, if it's the same thing, you know where it's coming from. It's
also
I think the solution is you standardize lower pricing for games that have less content. If I pay $40 for a game and get 7 hours out of it, I feel a lot better than paying $60.
I mean, but that opens an entire another can of worms. I mean,
Yeah.
is the quality going to decrease with that price structure, or is like, I mean, everyone's still going to charge $60 until that one person comes out with a $40 game.
It was like
Nintendo
with
just came out with Toad's Treasure Tracker. I got probably 12 hours out of that game, and the puzzles aren't particularly replayable because it's a puzzle, and once you figure out a puzzle,
Yeah.
you know how to solve the puzzle,
Yeah.
right? But I felt really good about the $40 price tag. I felt like
Yeah.
I got my money out of that game. Had it been 60, I wouldn't be happy.
Well, going back to Curtis's point, this happened with Madden years ago, back when NFL 2K came out. They said, you know what, we're going to put out our game to be $20, and that's going to be it. And so, like, by then, like, you started wondering, okay, this is pretty much the same game as Madden, but it's also cheaper. And so people kept fluctuating to that. And so you look at the quality, sometimes you need that cheaper game to kind of put the $60 game on their heels. I also think back to another game when Max Payne 2 came out, and a lot of people started like getting on that because of the fact that it was such a short story. And so I think if we're like talking years ago, $50 probably wouldn't be as bad. But I think now it's the fact that we're reaching 60, and it's only a matter of time till we reach 65 and 70, where I think I need like a set time, or I'm going to be royally pissed.
But I think Murph does have a point, is that there is exceptions to every rule.
Yes.
You know, like, you were saying Max Payne, from what I've heard, that has an amazing experience in it. Yes, it's super short, and there's no multiplayer in that one, right?
No.
If I remember correctly.
I don't believe so on the second one.
But some people might feel that it was completely worth it. And that's fine. I'm not arguing, I'm not saying my way is right. Your way is wrong. I'm just saying I disagree on a, basic level of I want a certain amount of content in my game. And yes, I don't have a lot of time, but at the same time, I'd rather play a long game over short periods of time than play a short game once, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm losing you a little bit, Curtis. I agree with the sense of like, long game, short period of time, but I don't want it long drawn out. I'm not expecting like Skyrim 60 hours, when I pay $60, but I'm expecting at least like 15 hours at least. And that might be pushing it. It just depends really. Like, I don't mind if it's less, if I'm getting like, there's a good multiplayer, which I'll sometimes play, but I don't know. Like, the only thing I'm thinking about is like, as much as I'm saying this, I keep also saying to myself, well, what if Uncharted 4 is short? Am I still going to get it at $60?
I think yes, just because of the name and the brand and your prior experience with that franchise, right? Because that brings some weight to it as well.
Yeah.
I don't think the argument which came up last week was, do short games have a place and do longer games have a place? They do. Some people prefer to have a short 3-hour experience because that's just the time they have that week. Some people prefer the 100-hour, I'm dedicating my life to this for the next month experience, right?
Yeah.
They both have their place. I think we just want them to be appropriately priced. A game that only offers 3 hours of gameplay shouldn't run me $50. It shouldn't.
You're right. It shouldn't.
Yeah.
We could talk a lot more about this. Give us your thoughts on what you think. If you're paying $60 for a game, how much gameplay would you like? Tweet us at _game_show. Also, follow me on Twitter at Chase Bunker. Or you can leave it on our Facebook page, facebook.com/thatnewshowshow. I'm saying all this now because towards the end, I'm going to butcher the heck out of it. I don't know what happened with me last week.
I don't know what happened either.
I was like, am I having a stroke right now? Good Lord.
That's okay, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
that happens.
I meant to do this, a month ago, and it's something I want to do at the end of every month. I want to do January and February games of the month. I'll allow 2, just so we can have like a nice honorable mention, so that come full circle to the Game of the Year episode, we're not having this big debacle of should this be it, should this not be it. Let's start off with January. Notable ones that came out. Dying Light came out. Life is Strange. You saw Saints Row 4, Gat Out of Hell, the standalone game for Saints Row. You also had a few remasters in Grim Fandango and Fahrenheit. out of any of those are at least the notable ones. You'll feel free to look up, while I'm yammering.
I'm
Do
looking.
any of those stand out and be like, this game needs to be our January game of the month?
I have to go back and look through the list of things for the Wii U as well. I can do February pretty well right now.
I think my issue is I haven't played a single one of those games that you mentioned.
Yeah.
I just don't know. Dying Light.
A lot of my friends that have been playing Dying Light have been saying it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I've also heard it kind of drags too. So I mean, I just don't know enough. I don't think I can accurately give you an answer to that question because I just don't know. If I had to pick one, maybe Dying Light. It's probably the most high profile of those games.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm like, I don't know enough about those games to really.
I thought about also saying Life is Strange because a lot of people keep telling me that it's a really fun game. It's episodic, and it's only $5.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Granted, the price could have gone up at some point, and I, haven't paid attention to it.
I see Life is Strange on here. I have a list here if you guys want it.
Yeah.
I'll put it on the Facebook page.
Like a list of all games for.
I wrote my notables at least.
Yeah, I just don't.
I'll say number 1, Dying Light. Number 2, Life is Strange, just because of, not from personal experience, unfortunately, but it's because everybody else around me is saying, "Hey, this game is actually good."
Yeah,
Granted, a lot of people around me also say Call of Duty is like, the greatest thing since sliced bread.
I just can't make that argument at all, unfortunately. Right. I haven't played any of these, so I don't feel comfortable telling people that any of these are good or bad because I've had zero experience with any of these. I know Grim Fandango is supposedly really good. Mm-hmm. A lot of people have been saying that is fantastic. Unfortunately, I haven't gotten a chance to pick it up myself, so I don't know personally. So
I haven't played any of these either.
If I had to pick one, it would probably be Grim Fandango because I know that's a fantastic game. Whether or not, it's up to standards. Again, I don't really know.
All right.
So what about for February?
February, the notables I had are Order 1886 that came out. That probably won't get it. Game of Thrones Episode 2. Evolve, and Dragon Ball Xenoverse.
I think Curse and I are going to give it to Dragon Ball Xenoverse. This game is ridiculously fun if you're a Dragon Ball Z fan.
Yeah, I have to give it to Xenoverse too.
Over Evolve?
Evolve was okay.
I haven't played Evolve. You have, right?
I have.
I've played it as well.
I like it, but I don't love it. I guess that's my biggest problem with it is I like the idea behind it. I do not... I feel like it's a game I'm going to play for a couple months and I'm going to totally forget I have it.
I had a feeling about that as well. I mean, we were, like we said before, we're glad that it's succeeding, but how long is this going to last?
I know for a fact it dropped off the top played Steam games last week. Top 40. Okay. So, I mean, it's already starting to sink pretty hard, and I don't... it might come back. I don't know.
A content patch will bring it back up. Who knows?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm kind of like,
But Xenoverse, man, Xenoverse.
All right, talk to me about Xenoverse because I know you two got it. Our friend Ben got it.
Yeah.
They just played it on Steam Train. Everybody is literally raving over it. Tell me about it.
So, if you're a fan of the Budokai
Tenkaichi,
those games, which I actually was not. You're going to love this game because the combat system is very similar, just I think more refined.
It's more 3D as well.
Right. It looks awesome visually. The story is kind of wonky, but what story isn't in the Dragon Ball Z universe?
Yeah.
You're a time traveler, so that's why you get to see every fight throughout the entire series. You get to customize your own character, their own race. You can be, human, Saiyan, Namekian, whatever the hell Frieza is, whatever the hell Boo is. Yeah, you get to customize your ability set, just about any ability you can think of, with all their ridiculous names intact from any character. That's all in there. There's like 500 abilities or something you can pick from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you get to equip your character with different outfits and different abilities. It's very customizable.
Outfits.
Yeah, well,
man,
outfits. What's cool is you can be rocking, the the Goku armor with the Piccolo hat, and just it's ridiculous. It like Clegg and I were playing earlier, and we were just tag teaming really, really ridiculously on Vegeta.
Yeah.
Hey, Vegeta! Vegeta!
We
Vegeta.
beat him up. We beat him up too. We beat up Nappa as well. So it was just stupid fun. Like it's
Stupid fun. Yep.
It's easy. It reminds me in some ways of Smash Brothers. It's super easy to figure out.
Yeah, a little bit.
But it has some complexity to the system.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
Yeah.
You can button mash it for sure. But there's definitely a higher skill cap if you want to get really in depth with it.
Yeah.
So if you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, pick it up. It's really good.
I heard they're having server issues. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yep. Their multiplayer is kind of wonky right now. I guess they weren't expecting it to do as well as it has. So,
Yeah.
Works fine on offline though. You just have to go offline on Steam, which is kind of annoying. They are saying that they have just about fixed that though.
yeah,
So,
I wonder if it's better on the PlayStation and Xbox.
well, I would guess so because you just can unplug the cord, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I've been listening to Ben play it. Like Ben's been playing over Skype, and he picked like the most like hentai female character ever. So
Of
like,
course he did.
and so when he's playing it over Skype, it sounds like it's Pikachu because you hear "cha," and so it's like, oh, someone just used his Thundershock attack, and it sounded so weird. But like, I'm listening to the entire story, and it's like, it doesn't make sense, but it's also Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z, it's not supposed to.
So let's talk about what characters we're playing really quickly.
Okay.
Clegg, how would you tell him what your character is?
Okay, what you should familiarize yourself with Team 4-Star and their parody series of Dragon Ball Z to get the joke. But I'm playing an albino Namekian, and he's dressed up like a Frieza henchman, but with Emperor Pilaf's hat. It's great because you get these outfits from different characters from Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, and I think GT is coming as well. So you can just mix and match and create these ridiculous-looking characters.
And I am playing a 6 foot tall Krillin.
Krillin, yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. It's good. It's got the destructor disc and everything.
Yeah, I got the destructor disc and everything, and I'm destroying people. So
you can like have a mentor who's one of the key characters. Like you can be an apprentice of Krillin or an apprentice of Piccolo or like a bunch of different characters.
An apprentice of Hercule.
Yes.
Yeah, I think actually is
learn
one. And so
their
is
signature
Frieza.
abilities.
And Boo is another one. I don't know how that works, but you know.
But that's the only way to learn their special abilities, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it definitely seems interesting. I was very skeptical just because of how bad Sagas was, how bad, what was it?
There was a couple.
Battle of Z, is that the one that just came out?
I think that one was
The movie.
okay.
No, not the movie, the game.
Oh, I don't know.
Let me
I
take
only
a
got it. I was very
Yeah, that one did not. That one did not get very good scores either.
Was it Battle Rush 2?
Battle of Z. Battle of Z was the latest one. It came out just recently, I think.
Yeah, it came out. It came out last year. I know that. Like I want to say
it came out
October.
February of last year.
Way off.
And it was super shallow. It had good co-op, but it's it had all sorts of problems.
Yeah.
So, but apparently the battle system is closest to Z, Battle of Z. It's just a new studio. So.
Okay. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm glad that we finally get a big, like a great Dragon Ball Z game. And I think what's even better is that it authenticates the fights. Like everything that I've seen of it, it's like watching an actual Dragon Ball Z episode. And of course, I'm excited for the new series coming up. Resurrection of Frieza or Resurrection of F. I don't know what they're calling it. Either way.
I think it's Resurrection of Frieza.
Revival of F or Resurrection of F or something.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it is.
Apparently Frieza is a swear word. I don't know. It's like Battle of...
Yes. Of F. That's right.
How many times can we kill Frieza?
Well, 3 times apparently.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, no, here's the funny thing. Someone brought this up. I forget who said it. We might as well just call this like the whole Dragon Ball Z episode. But someone brought this up. And it could be someone from the internet. I forget. They mentioned that Goku technically has never killed anybody. If you think about it, he never killed Frieza because Frieza got off Namek. He never killed Cell. Boo resurrected. Boo's the only one that could be kind of argued. Wow. He didn't kill Raditz.
Can we argue that he killed Raditz?
No, he held him.
He killed Piccolo. He killed Piccolo.
Yeah, he
The
did.
original
He did kill
in
Piccolo.
Dragon Ball.
Okay.
He busted through his chest and killed Piccolo.
He straight up murdered.
I forgot about
Piccolo.
Internet person is wrong. He killed Demon King Piccolo.
Yeah,
that's
Hardcore.
true.
He did.
He
He
did
did burst through as a kid too. Let's
Then in Dragon Ball Z, he hasn't killed anybody.
Okay, so once he learned right from wrong, I guess, then he did.
I kind of feel like he did kill Raditz. Let's be honest. He full Nelson'd Raditz into getting shot. I mean, can we agree? I mean, he pretty much knew what was going to happen there.
Yep.
He knew what was going to happen.
Piccolo fired the gun.
Yeah. Piccolo fired the cannon.
Uh-oh.
Yep, Piccolo fired the cannon.
I don't know.
Goku was just trying to commit suicide. Raditz was just in the way. It's fine. It's not a problem.
Wow.
Yeah.
This just got dark really quickly.
It was totally... Yeah. Well, actually a funny story is that the creator tried to kill Goku something like 3 times in the series, and they wouldn't let him kill him. Like, he was supposed to die in the Frieza saga at the end of it. And everyone's like, no, bring Goku back. That's why there's that whole scene where they're like, bring back my dad. And it's like, we can't bring back your dad because he's alive. Like, apparently that scene wasn't supposed to happen. It was supposed to be like, yeah, your dad just totally refused to come back to life.
No.
Yeah.
And that was supposed to be the end of the series. And then, again, in the Cell saga, he was supposed to die. And then they brought him back. And then in the Buu saga, he was supposed to die, and they brought him back. So...
That Buu saga was just so... That was so weird. Like, okay, let me ask you this before I get into that. Favorite saga?
Sure.
Favorite saga in Dragon Ball Z? Jet.
Which one, Curtis?
Cell. It has to be the Cell saga. That's the best
Cell saga
of all of them. I think it has elements of horror. I think it has elements of really good bad guys. I think the androids are great bad guys until they get, spoiler alert, devoured.
Yeah.
And I just feel like he may not be the best of the villain, because I still feel like Frieza's a better villain, but I think it's probably the most interesting arc where Goku doesn't get to do everything.
Yeah.
I think that's true.
I was just talking about this with people at work, that I like Frieza saga, and I think you brought it up as a good point. Frieza was just a better villain. But I did enjoy the Cell saga a lot, because I think that it was... I don't know what it was. I think that the fact that with the Cell saga, you didn't know how you could technically kill him, because Single Cell survives, he still survives.
Yep, which we saw.
Yeah.
I think my favorite would be the Saiyan saga, just because things were a little more toned down back then. Things were a little less ridiculous, and Goku versus Vegeta is absolutely the best fight, in my opinion. And in that one, Goku also didn't get to do everything, because he dies in the beginning of it and doesn't reappear until the end of it. So there's this whole middle section where there's a lot of character development, and Piccolo becomes a decent person, which I liked as well. So
yeah. All right.
And Nappa.
Yeah. You get to see Nappa. All right.
Can we also agree that Yamcha dies at the beginning of every fight? That was pretty much...
Yeah. Yeah, that's about right, though. It sets the scene, It's like the curtains parting at the beginning of a play.
It's always him.
It's expected at this point.
No.
All right.
God.
Final thoughts? Anything you guys want to mention? Anything that I forgot to mention, or we should talk about?
Yes, something I'm seeing right now. Steam machines launching officially in November of this year.
All right. I saw they're also doing they're working with HTC to get a VR HUD now. Yeah. So I think that'll be interesting.
Yep. I think a little more current as far as what I might want to purchase is a Steam box, especially if it's later this year. I doubt the VR is going to have enough applications or games or whatever to really be interesting for a few years.
It'll be great for Portal.
Yeah, maybe, right?
Yeah. All right. Curtis, you have anything else you want to input?
No,
all right,
not really.
Great job. All right. Thank you guys very much for watching. You're watching us on YouTube via That News Show, or you're listening to us on either Stitcher, TuneIn, or iTunes, or even Podcast Garden. Thank you for making us a part of your day. You can follow me on Twitter at Chase Bunker. You can also follow the show on Twitter at that_game_show. You can also look us up on our Facebook page, facebook.com/thatnewshowshow. Other than that, I didn't mess up this time. So,
Yay! Well done.
Yay! So, for Curtis Coe and Daniel Clegg, Murph, we miss you. You should come back. Too bad you got stuck with, being kidnapped by the government again. I am Chase Bunker saying, have a great rest of your week. We will talk to you guys next week.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.